Hello and a very warm welcome to our continuing coverage of the HSBC BWF World Tour. We're in Gwangju, some 270 kilometres south of the capital Seoul, for semi-finals day at the Korea Masters. 6 matches coming up live in just a few moments' time. A great setting for it too, inside the Gwangju Women's University. Here's how the tournaments break down by category. This is a Super 300 event. There are 11 of them in total. And this is our last major tournament before the World Tour finals in just over a week's time. Here's where we've been, which is pretty much everywhere in the world really. From America to Thailand, from Chinese Taipei to Paris, and there's confirmation those World Tour finals. December the 12th is the date for your diary. You don't want to miss that in Guangzhou, China. Here's our lineup today, kicking off with the top seeds in the mixed doubles, Jordan and OKTAVIANTI against the home hopes, CHOI and SHIN. There's massive local interest in the men's singles semi between Korea's Son Wan-ho and Yu of Hong Kong, the former seeded 1. Then it's Indonesian youth against Korean experience. In the women's doubles, Chang Yinor has won this title no fewer than 4 times, by the way. Go Junwei is only 2 matches away from a first major singles title. Problem is, one of them's against the legendary Lee Sheri. And we conclude with 2 men's doubles clashes. First, the Chinese Taipei pair Lu and Yang take on Choi and Seo. The latter won with a different partner last year. And then another Korean-Chinese Taipei battle. The ultra-experienced Kim and Tan will start big favourites against number 8 seeds Po and Wang. Inside the Gwangju Women's University here, founded back in 1997. And of course the HSBC Road Tour Gwangju, which I mentioned, December the 12th. These are the confirmed final standings. The top 8 will go through. There's huge prize money on offer, massive prestige as well. So we've got 2 pairs from China. You can't have more than 2 in any one event from the same nation. All that to look forward to. Here's how the mixed doubles event here has panned out. You can see the number 1 seeds were taken to 3 games yesterday by the Korean qualifiers. No problems for Choi and SHIN. They went through for the loss of just 22 points in their quarter-final. You'll probably hear in the background the players just being announced to the crowd here. So phones at the ready to take pictures of their entrance. Remember, 6 live semi-finals for you today. And of course, all 5 finals tomorrow afternoon. Jim here at the Gwangju Women's University and staged this event every year since 2007. Got a few furry friends in as well. Oh, she's shy. Well stocked up with refreshments, because we could be in for a long session here with these 6 matches. Obviously, the Koreans will have pretty much 100% of the support in the gym here. Klaveen Jordan. First meeting between these two. Choi and Shin seeded 1, as I mentioned. Beg your pardon, Jordan and OKTAVIANTI seeded 1. Choi and Shin not seeded. In fact, we'll see Choi in the men's doubles later on. But let's look at the Indonesians first. There's Jordan. Has been as high as number 2 in the mixed doubles rankings. That was with his former partner, Debbie Susianto. Got a bronze in the Asian Games a few years back. And also made the quarterfinals in Rio at the Olympics. 15 is the current ranking. And his partner, Melati OKTAVIANTI. .24 she is now. On the Junior Mixed Doubles World Championships way back in 2012. Indian Open with Jordan this year. 5 titles with other partners. That's how they've come through. 2 very easy matches, and then that hour-long quarter-final yesterday. Dropped the first game, as you can see, but came back in what was a bit of a battle. And their opponents, Choi Sol-gyu from Korea. I won't take too much notice of that ranking. You can see it's been as high as 11. Actually was a successful singles player in his younger days. Also won back-to-back Asia Junior mixed doubles titles 6 years ago. Won this title in 2014 with Shin. And we're looking at there. She's 23 now. Actually been ranked as high as 2 in women's doubles. Bronze in the Olympics in women's doubles. And a World Championship bronze a few years back. And they have not been extended, as you can see there. Half an hour, pretty much, for each of their 3 matches to date, including a victory over the number 3 seeds.
Ready, play.
So on that evidence, as we look at Jiang Shi-ying in the umpire's chair, Kevin Ban from the States is the service judge. There he is. On the evidence of what we've seen so far this week, you would probably have Choi and Shin as favourites. So even though Jordan and OKTAVIANTI are the number 1 seeds, there were quite a few withdrawals, a couple of injuries, and also some pairings who didn't want to risk anything before those World Tour finals. But still very competitive field in all 5 of the categories.
Court 2, men's single semi-final match between Lee Ji-jia, Malaysia, versus Sitcom Thomasin, Thailand. Umpire Kim Hyun-yeok, Korea. Service judge Kim Dang-hyuk, Korea. And the team of line judge.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Klaveen Jordan, Melati Deva OKTAVIANTI, Indonesia. And on my left, Choi Sol-gyu, Samson Kang, Korea. Samson Kang to serve to Melati Deva OKTAVIANTI. Round 8, play.
So here we go. SHIN to start proceedings. She's so quick to pounce on anything like that at the net. Sanitary lesson already for the Indonesians. Can't give her that kind of an opportunity.
Service over. 1-all.
Jordan serving. And short.
2-1.
I think it was the right shot, but just a fraction wide. Also gap there, but couldn't exploit it. That really is a delicious angle. Right place, right time again. SHIN has really come out the blocks firing here. Been playing for barely a minute. And the Koreans already stamping their authority on this semi-final. That was the commentator's curse, I think.
Service over. 6-2.
Just having a slight issue with the scoring on screen. It is 6-2, as you probably heard chair umpire say. Nice deception.
3-6.
Ladies and gentlemen, Malaysia, 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 Thailand.
Hey! Service over.
Not the racket's that pretty late, hence why it was way wide. Just got to be careful here, the Indonesians, that this opening game doesn't go past in the proverbial blink of an eye. It was better from OKTAVIANTI. You just can't afford to give away soft points like that, though. Second service error. Still very early in this opening game. Nicely done.
9-5.
Fooled Jordan completely. That flick serve. There was a bit of anger in that, wasn't there, from OKTAVIANTI? Just not second guessing where either Choi or SHIN are going to go with some of these returns. It's just almost like the Indonesian pair are permanently on the back foot, and they'll go to the interval with an 11-6 deficit. A bit of an exhibition so far from the Koreans, albeit that they've been gifted a few points, a couple of service errors.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Well, they have been good. I'm not sure it's been only 2 minutes, but it certainly hasn't been very long.
11, 6, play.
Well, that's well anticipated.
12, 6.
Story of the game so far. Imperious at the net.
Service over. 7, 12. 8, 12.
Just maybe rush that a fraction. Seems like an obvious thing to say, but the longer the Indonesians can stay in the rally, there's so many points have gone in literally 4 or 5 stroke rallies. And there's another example.
13, 9.
Just looked like he was a bit off balance there,
10,
Choi, when he hit that backhand. Well, that was great defence.
11, 13.
Really was from the Indonesians, and they're right back in this now. 5 points behind the midpoint of this game, and now the deficit's just 2. Well, that was the biter bit. Serve that fallen completely. Nice touch from Choi.
14, 12.
Well, the net cord only produced an excellent reaction from Choi. Now they've got a bit of breathing space again. Well, that time it was Jordan who was
13, 15.
able to apply the subtlety at the net. But almost every time they threaten to get back into this opening game, the Koreans step on the gas again. Long.
15.
And by a distance too. So once again, they get to within a point after the somewhat uncharacteristic error by Choi. Well, great stuff again, though, from OKTAVIANTI. And for the first time since the first point, they're on level terms now. It would be something of a steal if they could take this opening game. Really would. Because it feels like they've been second best for most of it.
Service over, 17-16.
It didn't miss by much, but miss it did. He was hoping, Choi, as much as expecting, but it was wide, so they have to lead back. Yeah, can they keep their concentration, the Koreans, and see out the game from this position? He's improved it with that as this game has worn on. Praveen Jordan. Well, great deception from Jordan, and his partner OKTAVIANTI did the easy bit, really. And now this right in the melting pot at 18-all. Well, there's as much relief as celebration in the crowd's reaction to that. How big a point would this prove? Good shout that from Jordan, making sure his partner didn't attempt to play that. It was way long.
Play.
And now they have a game point, almost improbably, having trailed for virtually the entire game.
Jordan.
Can they convert?
Alt.
Oh, what a time. What a time for that to happen.
Jordan.
Too high. Called by service judge Kevin Ban. Has to be no more than 1.15 meters. That was obviously, in the opinion of the service judge, higher than that. And he's got those aids in front to help him, and now Jordan has been nonplussed, and it's the Koreans who have a point to take the opening game. Bizarre start to semi-final day here in this mixed doubles semi-final. Yeah, well done. It was a bit of a struggle in the end, but on balance, you'd say they deserve it. 22 points to 20. The Koreans take the opening game, and Jordan and OKTAVIANTI playing catch-up.
아니면 차라리 직선으로 붙여버리면 때리지 못하니까.
내가 해보면 되니까. 그러니까 중간거리에서 드라이브 둘 다 이렇게 밀려서 보면 그냥 내가 붙여면 내가 압박하고 있어가지고.
초반 약간 계속 초반 했다가 저는 해보 붙이면 우리가 붙였을 때 이제 계속 붙이면 압박해야 되는 거죠. 얘는 이렇게 좀 압박하면 계속 보고 있을 때. 근데 여기서 때리면 계속 대가 빼거나 하면 계속 눌러줄 거니까 내가 계속 빼거나 압박하죠.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Well, both pairs keen to get on with it. Back out there early after the 2-minute interval.
Second game.
But certainly enough evidence in that first game to suggest that Jordan and OKTAVIANTI are more than capable of coming back from a game down. Oh, nicely done. Great deception.
1 love.
Only thing you'd say is just wonder how much that mistake on the serve at game point psychologically will affect them. Started well enough here though in this second game.
2 love.
Nice angle, very nice angle. Well, so far no evidence that that error at game point has had any kind of effect on the Indonesians. They've raced into a 4-love lead here.
4 love. 5 love.
Well, I think it's just to stop the rock as much as anything else there. It was floated up rather tamely by OKTAVIANTI. A relatively easy kill to at least get the Koreans on the board in this second game. Yeah, just snatched a bit at that.
이번 코트에서는 한국의 고성현,
Good teamwork again from the Koreans. Almost like they took the first few points off in this second game. Excellent smash from Shin and Choi, cementing the point. Well, it looked like he did the hard bit with the kind of semi-trick shot there. And then, there's the trick shot. Bit over anxious, that will hurt. So 5 love down to 5-4 down. Guess we should have learned from watching the opening game that nothing's going to be predictable here. First 5 points to the Indonesians, next 5 to the Koreans. Oh, what a miss. She set it up perfectly. Can't believe she's netted that. That was superb. And that wasn't. Still, if you give a point back like that, makes the hurt disappear pretty quickly. Just found themselves both one behind the other there. The Koreans left a huge gap, which Jordan was more than happy to exploit. Best run in the match, without any doubt. And all of a sudden, the Indonesians back on a roll again. Missed that by a considerable distance. So they'll go to the chair with the same lead, 11-6, that the Koreans enjoyed in the opening game. So every indication this is going the distance.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Players on court.
Taking their full time this time. A few concerned looks on Korean faces here, because what looked like it was going to be a relatively straightforward victory now looks anything but. Having said that,
11-6.
the Indonesians were 11-6 down in the first game and went on to fashion a game point, even if they couldn't take it.
12-6.
Just looks a bit too easy at the moment, doesn't it, for Jordan and OKTAVIANTI? Gone right off the boil, the Koreans. Well, they needed that just for a little bit of self-confidence, if nothing else. That was better. Much better.
13. So court too high. Service
Well, I
over.
didn't need that.
14,
Just as they were
9.
looking to potentially get back into this game. Above 1.15 metres. Kevin Bound, the service judge, missing absolutely nothing.
Service over. 10-14.
Yeah, fashioned that really well.
Service over. 15.
Pretty straightforward smash from mid-court in the end for Jordan. Well, that's a bit careless.
11.
Okay, they've got a healthy lead, but don't take anything for granted. 4-point lead can disappear in very short order. Excellent smash. Really good from Choi. That was never coming back. The height he gets. The errors can become a habit. Very confidently put away by OKTAVIANTI. It may yet come back to bite them, all these service errors. So at least 4 now. Oh, beautifully done. It was a pretty good get, in truth, from Choi after the excellent deception.
17-14.
Came at a very awkward height. Nothing that OKTAVIANTI could do with it. Well, that was a very helpful net court. Just when they needed something like that. Massive point difference between 18-15 and potentially 17-16. But they're still in there fighting. And now they're right back in it.
17-18.
He's been good from that kind of range, Jordan. Not only good, but he's got progressively better as the match has worn on. Just a couple of points away now from taking us to a decider.
server, 20, game point 18.
There's a lot to admire about Jordan's game. Power and subtlety in equal measure. And a couple of game points here to level up the match. And level it up they do. So we're going all the way here. 21-18 in that second game. All tied up at 1 apiece.
18, 1 game all.
Pokoknya di situ, ya sebelah kirinya udah oke, kamu satu, kamu langsung masuk. Ya sebelah sini udah kamu, tadi belum buang, masih geser kanannya, sininya kena terus, ya. Tembaknya juga gitu, ini juga kena terus. Masalah di situ aja jaga itu, ya, kamu servis, di servis kamu ngomong, enaknya gimana? Suruh satu-satu, kamu harus itu, ya. Kamu fokus lagi, ya. Bilang gitu kan, apa ya?
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Players on court.
So here we go then for the deciding game.
Double play.
Jordan to serve. Well, in the first game, it was the Koreans who got off to a flyer. Indonesians likewise in the second game. Maybe they should have had that point put to bed a little earlier, but matters not in the scheme of things. That will be, I think, our first challenge. So we're going to go for the first time today, the Hawkeye. What an incredible rally, though. How on earth did the Koreans stay in it? That's the first thing. Now, was this challenge out of disappointment or genuinely, yeah. I look like, from my view, it was on the line, and I think they were just so unhappy to lose the point, having got back into it in such ridiculous fashion, really. 30 shots, but some of them quite extraordinary.
Play.
Amazing. After the struggles of the previous point, that was, well, unspectacular to say the least. Yeah, nice angle. And he got such height, it was dying on OKTAVIANTI as she went to try and get it back, right by her ankle. Good leave. Another energy-sapping rally. Well, every point now being cheered by the locals. Every point won by Choi and Shin, that is. Just signs of a bit of frustration from the Indonesian pair. You didn't miss a beat with that one, Jordan. That's really subtle. Talk about deception, deceived OKTAVIANTI completely, hardly moved. Well worth another look. Let's watch her here. And by the time she realised, it was way too late. Taking something of a grip on this deciding game at the moment.
Service over, 4-8.
In a bizarre match, really. Both pairs have kind of played in patches. A really good spell and then seemed to lose concentration, just go off the boil a little bit. The strapping there on the legs.
Service over, 9-4.
Yet another problem with the serve. And it will certainly be something they will reflect on if they do go on to lose this match. Jordan and OKTAVIANTI. He was going to leave that, I think, initially, Choi. It would have been well in. He changed his mind. Yeah, it was a late decision to play it. It just cost him the accuracy he was looking for. It's good, though. Right down the middle. Always a good option in doubles. It's good, and they will go at the minute interval with an 11-5 lead. Choi and Shin.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Good to see some youngsters in today. Day off school, of course, for them. Day off work for mum and dad. Big sister.
11-5. Play.
So in a great position here, Choi and Shin, but it's been a topsy-turvy match. Well, had that gone over, Choi was in absolutely no position to get it back. And was back on his heels at the back of the court, but net intervened.
Service over, 6-12.
Bit of anger in that smash from Jordan. They need much more of that, that's for sure, the Indonesian pair. And again.
8-12.
That's good, though. Took a bit of a chance, kind of anticipated, but paid off. Yeah, they were never quite in the right place at any stage during that exchange. It's an unorthodox shot from Shin in the middle of it, but never really recovered. all of a sudden,
Service over, 14.
well, I was going to say they were getting back into it, but that was actually just wide. I thought it might have clipped the line, it didn't. Yeah, I was going to say that it was well in. The score was incorrect on court. Right between the tram lines, no problem. So they're back within 3, having been 11-5 down at the change of ends. And there'll be a few seeds of doubts in those two heads there. Choi and Shin. I don't want to give the Indonesians any more encouragement. Yeah, good leave.
Challenges called in.
Well, this has been challenged. I have to say it looked out by a distance, but I guess they got 2 challenges, so why not use them? I'd be amazed though. Well, bit closer than I thought, but still beyond the line.
Service over, 14-10. Play.
That's really cleverly played. She enjoyed it. And again. Well, 2 big moments there for Shin Seung-chan. Never getting there, was he, Jordan?
Service over, 11-16.
Oh, real rat-a-tat-tat stuff at the net. And for once, in this game at least, the Indonesians coming out on top. That exchange. Yeah, caught Choi off balance, did OKTAVIANTI there with the serve. It's clever. And once again, they're just hinting as though they might get back into this. Well, they'll take everything they can get. Bit of good fortune off the net. Every point now is a point nearer a place in tomorrow's final.
13.
It's a nice touch though from
14,
Tavianti.
18.
It's a little nervous, that shot. Now it's anyone's match again. Terrific smash straight down the middle and with real venom. Round round the auditorium
18.
as the lead is whittled down to 1. Well, how they needed that. And you can hear the crowd's reaction. Trying to almost fall over the line here rather than charge over it.
19,
Any way that
17.
works. And that clever serve brings up 3 match points.
20, match point 17.